with no issue, no harm to it whatsoever. But just going into the video here, we sped it up quite a bit because, you know, we just didn't want the show, didn't want to show us working for an hour, hour and a half. Nobody would want to watch a video of that. But we're just basically going in and removing the grill just so we can go ahead and start this installation process. Detach the turn signal lights here just makes it so much easier to not have to go around anything. And of course, the turn signal lights just twist on and off, and then the grill can be easily removed, and it saves you some damage in your grill. No issues whatsoever there. And of course, removing the old headlights, my son David did a good job here removing them. And please make sure you keep the halo around the lights.
The installation.
Yeah, because you're going to need these with the halo lights. But you know, these just come out. Thank goodness these new halo lights are just plug and play.
Yes.
Especially with the headlights. Very simple to install. I mean, and I have to tell you, the end product, I love it. You like it, David?
Yeah.
It makes the Jeep look so much better. I've already had some, you know, you can always tell when you're driving around and you can see that people are checking them out and stuff.
Yeah.
But this, it's just a little time consuming. Just not bad. Like I say, you just plug and play, pull, no issue. At this point, I would recommend go ahead and scanning the QR code with your phone. I just turned that over to our son. As you can see here, I took some time and laid the box and the wires to make sure they reached the headlights, the fog lights, the battery, the fuses as well. I did this just simply because of the length of the wires. I wanted to just double check and make sure that where I wanted to place everything, that it was going to work well and I wouldn't have any issues later on. And I highly recommend you go ahead and doing that and just take a little bit of time and preparing and making sure everything works well.
As you can see, it's very simple to put the lights in. Just plug and play. It is easy, and I enjoy doing stuff with the Jeep with my dad. It's very fun.
It's good times together, right?
Yeah.
So here we are, we're just reusing the ring that was holding the previous lights in and reusing the screws. It was just 4 screws on each headlight, 4 screws on the fog light. So I didn't realize this was going to be such a major upgrade. And anytime I get a chance to spend time with David, he does such a good job and he listens so well and he really enjoys this. But he's doing a really good job here, and we doing any type of upgrade to the Jeep, I enjoy because, and especially these lights, David really wanted them, and we're just doing the same thing that we did. Now we're doing it on the driver's side, so it's easier to do, just to push the lights in, getting the wires in the back, and
The metal thing.
yeah, and then putting the metal ring back on to hold it in. It just wants work for us, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in doing this, and what we did, and I don't think we showed here, but once we got this put and plugged in, we made sure the lights
worked.
Yeah, before we moved on. So we're not showing that, but it's just a good check to go ahead and do. But coming up then, now we start working on the fog lights. Everything went well with just not the halo, but just a regular light.
Regular lights, yeah.
So, and here's David getting underneath, doing the passenger side. So these were a little bit
harder to put in because you have to put them in a certain way.
Yeah, but it's still not very difficult. It's just 4 screws, right? You just have to be a little bit more flexible and all. It helped having, even though it was daylight, it helped having a little bit of light.
A little flashlight, yeah.
Yeah, so we were just using the phone and filming on our GoPro. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough how well these look.
They look awesome.
Yeah, I love them. But once you get one side done, then you just move on to the other, removing and then putting these halos in. So the fog lights were plug and play, but we did have to do a little splicing on it. Wasn't bad at all. No issues with it. The lights and the wiring, everything that is supplied by the LED Factory Mart is very simple to use. And I'm not really one that really enjoys this type of work, but this was actually kind of fun and enjoyable. It was pretty easy, and here I'm just showing you how I went into my fuse box. I can't remember exactly which fuse we went into for these lights, but you can tell here I did a little edging on the side and basically went in the same way that I do with my for my switch panel that I have for some other lights that are on the Jeep. No problem, went straight to the battery to connect the negative to ground. And I'd say the directions supplied by LED Factory Mart were pretty good. I had no issue following them. So basically here, each halo light has a blue or a white wire, and basically what you do with those is you attach them to the blinker lights. Here on the passenger side, it was the pink and white. So basically I just spliced into them. I thought that it would last longer and I wouldn't have any issues if I just spliced directly into it. And you know, I just taped it up really well, and then we moved to the driver's side, and like I said, I directly spliced into it, ran the wires behind the lights, had no issue.
The wire for the turn signal is green and white that you need to splice into.
Yes, and that was the driver's side, and then we just installed the grill, and lo and behold, now our halos are working. Everything's plugged in, everything looks great. I love the fact that our halos work with our turn signal. It's the same color that but looks fantastic. We've sped the video up on this so the lights don't actually blink that fast. No. So and here, you know, you can see that you can do different colors. The blinkers only go with one color on the halos. But there are so many different colors that you can choose in the app. My son had a blast, I think, playing with it. Didn't you?
Yes.
It was easy to Bluetooth into the lights. So many different little effects, and I think David played with this quite a while.
Yeah. Like, as you can see, you can select which one. So if you have underglow, you can choose a solid color. From red to green to purple to anything.
Yeah, and I like the where the lights actually kind of dance per se with the music that's playing on your phone, which is this here, this effect. We've got some basically night coming up, and this is just a screenshot from the actual app. But here you go. Love these things at night.
They're nice.
Yeah. So I definitely think it's an eye turner. Not a very